guys, and welcome to another edition of Market Marauders. Today, I'm going to do a recap of the town hall meeting that happened today for Taronis Technologies. It was a pretty interesting day. Uh, CEO Scott talked about a lot of topics that I'm going to go over. Just give you a brief recap of what happened. So the stock has been fluctuating a lot today, and that's just basically because of the conference call that he had. Before the conference call, this news came through. Taronis enters into an MOU with the Latin America fuels distributor. So this is basically on their page. It's a memorandum of understanding for $14 million for the El Salvador partnership for a new joint venture with Taronis Fuel. So that's the company that they're splitting off into two. So basically, I wrote down a couple of highlights of what he went over, and I'm going to go over those now. First, he went over Florida power plant relationships. He says that they're expanding in Florida. They have a lot of partnerships and relationships in Florida with companies that are down there, and he said it could yield up to 500K renewed contract, and that should be done by the end of August, and like around September 1st. Secondly, Texas Magna Gas demo is complete, and partnership with the mobile home company is coming up. And he said that that relationship that they're building with this company, it wasn't named. It should yield about 300K in annual revenue. Thirdly, in California, the demo is done for Magna Gas, and they're forming relationships with companies there in Sacramento and San Diego. Uh, he also explained about the U.S. retail market. He says they have about 15 to 18% cash flow generated for the company at this time, which is always a good thing. Internationally, they're increasing their presence with Taronis Fuels. That's it's coming up. For the turkey deal, he explained that in more detail. He said 15 plasma units initially at 5.5 million each, with the option of 15 more. He talked about they will possibly need more, like 75 to 100 units to meet their demand. And he's saying, once that deal happens, they'll have 75 million in net profits. That will be about 55% profitability from the turkey deal. So, the turkey deal that they have with these units is a pretty big deal, and it'll increase their revenue, throughout that company, which is also, a great thing. He also elaborated on, expansion with, some deals coming up in Abu Dhabi, El Salvador, which is the one that I just talked about there, and Amsterdam. So the Abu Dhabi and the Amsterdam one, aren't posted, but the El Salvador one was posted, this morning, which shows that they're still expanding, and the 14 million is from the El Salvador one. So there's going to be a legal separation between the legacy and the fuels company. So basically, the fuels company, is the one that's the turkey deal, and the uh, other deals such as that one, and the water one is like involved with the legacy. So they're kind of splitting into two different factors. One's purifying, sanitation, water. The other one is fuels and their Magna gas products. So the legacy company, which is they're one that they're breaking off, they're working with hog farmers in North Carolina to alleviate waste byproducts, which is a huge problem for the state. So he went pretty far in depth about how they have a problem in North Carolina with their hogs and the waste byproduct and how it's polluting the environment. And the company is trying to find a way to mitigate that with their products that they have. He also talked about $3 million Euro grant for clean water and sanitation of medical waste in over 2,000 plus hospitals in Europe. So I think he said he's applying for this grant so that they'll have each one of these is sort of similar. He explained it was sort of similar to the plasma units, and where like these will be sanitation units themselves, that they'll sell the units, and then they'll sell also the maintenance service package for the units themselves. Uh, he also explained that the water pilot business is increasing, and they have a lot of clients as well, but he couldn't go into detail because they have non-disclosure agreements. So that was okay. I was cool with that. Uh, he also said he doesn't want to do the reverse split, but he also wants to be compliant with the NASDAQ. So he says he needs to be compliant. The company needs to be compliant with the NASDAQ by August 20th. So, you know, they have constraints that they need to meet, and if it comes down to it, they'll have to do the reverse split in order to be NASDAQ compliant. But that he was saying that he doesn't want to, and I know a lot of people out there really don't want to do the reverse split either, because a lot of people are really invested into this company. Uh, One of the last topics is he explained that when they split off, there's going to be a 1-to-1 match. So for every stock that you have of this of that you currently have, you'll get one share of the Taronis fuels once it's created. But there was a catch to it. He said you also have to have the stock until you get those shares of your stock. So you can't get the have the stock on the 20th, and then on the 20th, the 19th, you sell it. He said he doesn't really like shorts and doesn't like people short selling the stock. He said he was very adamant about explaining he wants people to get their money's worth basically and have value, a 1-to-1 value for that stock. Lastly, this is just a comment that I have. It said the CEO shows genuine interest in the shareholders. That is something that I got truly out of the meeting that he had, is that he definitely cared about the shareholders. He was very proactive about answering questions in a very detailed manner, and he really knew what he was talking about, which showed that he was very well vested in the company. And I think it's just shows that the company has a lot of potential. They have a lot of things going on, and it's to me a really good pick for the long term overall, to see all these contracts come through and the business continually grow even after they split. Um, so make sure you hit the subscribe button in the bottom. It's been another episode of Market Marauders, and leave a comment down below if you got anything else out of the meeting. This was just a highlight session. If it can help somebody out, make sure you put the comment down in the bottom and start the conversation. See y'all.